Yeah, the stream died. Lost internet momentarily, but we are back. Give it a second for more people to join before we officially start. There he is, my boy, the seal. Guys, guess what? You're never gonna believe what I found. Kibben cat! Look at the kibben! Okay. I have found Kibben. He's arrived to the stream. He's a very chunky cat. All of you know that I figured out what the mystery figure is. It's obviously the Reptimax V-Rex. I'm actually really excited for the Reptimax Tarchia. That is my favorite type of ankylosaur. Or my favorite species of ankylosaur, I should say. I know, right? Bro looked so unimpressed. Bro looked so, like, done with everything when I looked at him. It was so comedic. No, but he's just loving. He returns. He's just a cute little cat. Look at this little goober. Look at this little guy. He's just a little guy. Yes. Behold the goober. This is the goober creature. Everybody loves the goober creature. Look at chat. Okay, one's down. Bye, Kevin. Yes, I know. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Reconnected. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, the other cat, the one that looks like Tom from Tom and Jerry, he's pretty shy, so he's in another room hiding, so he won't be coming on stream, sadly. So we only get one cat. It's just one. We get Bishop. Bishop the Bishy Squishy. Yeah, he does make his stuff in 1/18 scale. That's why I'm pretty hyped. Alright. Yep. And they're both equally as gremlin-esque. Alright, let's get this stream underway. Let's see, we're gonna start with the episode. Alright. Oh, nice. Alright. Do you guys want episode audio? Actually, I should probably have episode audio. Yeah, that'll work. Except one, which is playing a fictional species. Ah. Ooh. Very nice. Alright. We begin the breakdown. Breakdown! As you guys may already know, this intro is unique to this episode alone. Yes, kitty cat? What? No. Kitty cat just wants more pets. So yeah, the rest of the episodes are going to be having this intro. There we go. Yeah, that one. Anyway, where were we? I should probably turn it down a little bit. Let me know if I'm like too loud or the episode's too loud. I don't really know how the audio is. But yeah. This first scene. When I started working on season 2, this first scene was well, ironically, the first thing that was written. Well, I guess at the time this was meant for season 3, but you know what I mean. Ah, no, it's fine. Yeah, I love the intro. This scene went through a ton of evolution, but ever since its first, like, storyboard draft, which I think I did a video on, uh, underscored, a good 10 out of 10, yippee. But yeah, ever since the first draft of this scene, it was always supposed to have no dialogue. Sit here and watch. Okay. Okay. We're back. I really hope that doesn't happen. I would love for that to not happen. Okay. So. Okay. So. Where were we? Where were we? In our little story. Okay, so yeah. Mancy's been woken up by the approaching storm that's coming in the distance. Oh, nice. And so she's awake, and baby Mancy, she's so curious, so she decides to go for a wander. Kind of inspired by the intro to Disney's Dinosaur, with the baby dinosaur that wanders off from the herd. Mancy goes for a wander out into the field. Look at her go. Oh yeah, one more thing about this scene that I really wanted to know was no music. No music at all for this whole scene. You're just left to experience what Mancy experiences. No music, no dialogue, completely alone. This day was fun to film on. Fun fact, this whole opening scene was filmed in one day. Everything was done on the same day in this first scene. And it was actually done a lot later in production. This was actually not the first scene I filmed. Mainly because it took a while to get Mancy's like puppeting down, baby Mancy, because it's such a tiny figure. So, and during summers I can't film because it's really hot here during summer. So, I've been bits of the summer like trying to figure out how I could puppeteer this thing without getting fingers in the shot. And hold up, let me see if I can demonstrate here on stream. Give me a second. So yeah, webcam on. I found a way. Wasn't there a tiny bit of tense music when Mancy finds ghosts? Yes, that's the only bit of music, and it's so subtle that only if you're paying attention you could hear it. It's tiny bits, so yeah. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. So, see the way I'm holding her right now? This is usually how I puppet Mancy, just like this. If she's gonna walk across the screen, so like lower. Like that. Look at that. Okay. I hate when that happens. But we are back, so yeah. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, here comes Mancy. Thank you. But yeah, it just took a while to like be able to like hold it like this because, you know, like I said, it's really small. And I have really big fingers. So learning how to hold something just barely. So most of its legs could be in shot. That's it. Yeah, lag. Okay, wait. Lag's not that bad, is it? How bad is it? Because currently here it's really cold outside and the wind is blowing. So I think that might be what's affecting it. If not, then I don't know. Anyway, Mancy wanders off. Hello, Dragon Dino. And the tops, you know, is like, don't wander too far. That's what that roar means. So, yeah. They're like, yeah. And Trike's like, okay, whatever. Going back to sleep. So it's Trike. Trike goes back to sleep. And Mancy walks off into the field. To her dismay, she finds a rather unpleasant sight. They are. And this is Ghost, the T-Rex. Currently in this scene, as I said, Mancy's siblings, which the Triceratops, they have like segregated herds, so the juveniles and babies travel in their own herds, and the adults have their own herds as well. So, Ghost in this scene is a younger subadult. And the scariest thing about Ghost is canonically we don't know why, but they are really good at hunting ceratopsians for some reason. Alright, Jeep Movie Productions. After you watch the episode, I guess we'll probably actually be there by the time you finish watching it. But yeah. Ghost is a subadult Tyrannosaurus, yet for some reason he is like incredibly experienced in hunting ceratopsians at this ripe age already. And fun fact about adult T-Rexes, once they reach subadult age, their bite is almost as deadly as they would be as an adult. And Ghost is faster as a subadult. Now, you may be wondering, why didn't Ghost see Mancy? Well, it's because, number one, it's foggy. Hey, Gigantoraptor 2014, how's it going? Number two, Ghost was more focused on looking at the rest of the herd of trikes. He was kind of pinning his sights on them and didn't notice Mancy like coming from the bottom. Because Mancy actually came in from the side and Ghost was looking out into the field. He could smell the ceratopsians and he gets his sight on them. And so now he's in like stealth mode, like hunting. Doesn't notice the little critter. Didn't notice little Mancy. That lightning shot right there. That lightning shot, totally edited in. All the lightning flashes in this scene, like in the sky, have been edited. I love this shot. Doing this shot like out, like when I was doing it, Ghost looks so big, like so massive here. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with how it looked. There it goes. One thing that I mentioned, I think I mentioned this in the past IOTM stream, is why their footsteps are so quiet. That is because I've based it on how elephants work. Now, you'd be surprised when you watch elephants walk. They don't stomp. You can't, they have very... Okay. We are back. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I love that blink shot. So yeah, one of the trikes, this is the male. Clancy wakes up, finds the Rex approaching, and here's the thing, the trikes at this point, they're kind of tired, so they've just been jolted awake. You know, like when you're half asleep and you've just been woken up? This is the scariest part about this scene, is that the trikes are half asleep and they've been startled awake, so they're not fully, like, awake. You know, like when your vision's blurring and you're still a little tired, and the Rex is just there, just killing them, just, it's terrifying. They weren't even fully conscious for this until then, but now they're awake. They're already on the ground. I love that blink. Yeah, and the commotion from Ghost killing Clancy wakes up the other trike, wakes up Nancy. I guess so. This shot, man. Just the mouth just full of blood. That is an image. One of the most grotesque images from the show right there. Look at all that gore and stuff from the other trike's body just stuffed in its... Okay. Are we back? Okay, good. I keep saying Ghost is he. They actually don't have a gender. We don't know if they're a he or a she. I need to stop. I need to stop accidentally calling them. They do not have a gender. We don't know what they are. They, Ghost, they didn't have to kill the other trike, but they knew the other trike was gonna fight them anyway, so why not get them out of the picture so they can eat? Yeah. That's the thing, I love those eyes. It's so creepy. So yeah, now they gotta deal with the other one, just so they can eat in peace. And, fun fact, I actually used the Primal Carnage T-Rex roar for the Subadult Rex, just because that roar sounds like the Jurassic Park T-Rex, but a lot more like higher pitched. It more fits a baby animal. So, when Ghost is an adult, if they ever roar, they'll make the... Okay, we're back, right? We are back? Anyway, okay, where were we? Ghost crunches absolutely like... And that bite is fatal. Managed to get that bite in behind the ceratopsian's frill and just do some major damage right there. With that, Nancy is like paralyzed from the neck down. Or like from the head up, like, you know? And that sound. That sound. Just that like shriek. My goodness. And Nancy's watching all of this. Nancy's just watching both of her siblings just die right in front of her eyes. You know how it is. And good old toe scrape. This one shot was inspired by MI. Yeah, the lag. Hate the lag. Oh gosh, it's like really laggy. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's laggy. Anyway, the shot with Ghost's foot right here. This shot is inspired by MI, where what's the name? The Giganotosaurus digs in with the foot. I really love that. Yeah, shot where Blue claws the guts out of Hercules. Right there, Ghost just claws the guts out of Nancy. Not only does he break Nancy's neck, he disembowels her while he's at it. And that's the final thing that scares Nancy into running away. And Nancy runs out of the field into the forest. I know it's probably kind of hard to tell, but Nancy runs into the nearby forest. And then she falls off a cliff. And it's a long fall, but because she's rather small, she survives. But she gets knocked out anyway. So she lives, but she gets knocked out from the fall. So yeah, I love this shot. Just the forest, and that's the opening scene. One of my favorite scenes that was fun to film. And there's title card. Let's go. And of course, we begin the next morning. The forest. Because now we're down the cliff. That's why we have this shot where it looks down, like deep into the jungle. In the northern forest. And Nancy has just woken up. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. OBS just constantly disconnecting. Anyway, this scene. 3 different locations for this scene. The first half of the scene takes place at one of the parks I film at. This park has more field areas rather than forest, but the forest areas it does have are lined by a lot of cliffs, and it's really pretty. And so it really helped with like that dense jungle look that still kind of fit the scale. Oh my gosh. Alright. We're like back, right? Are we back? Like officially? If you can hear me. Alright. Okay, yeah, now I'm back. Cool. Okay, yay. Everything died, but we are back. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this forest was just so much fun. And this tree, this little log right here is one of my favorite props I've built. Now this prop was in the log right here is one of my favorite props I've built. Now this prop was in season 1 and I put it back in season 2. That's a little Easter egg in this part. Oh man, just the vibe this whole scene has. The feeling of being watched. And the cryo jumps onto the prop log, knocking it down. Hold on. The cat wants out. Give me a second. Oh, wait. Why did I mute myself? What? Oh gosh, I was talking for this whole time. Okay. Okay, now. I don't know why I was muted. Did I talk to you about this location? Yeah. Okay, now we're in the other location, which is mainly forest. I have two locations that I primarily film at. One is the one I talked about that's mainly field with some areas of forest. This one is primarily forest with some field and the river. This is the location where I filmed season 1. Now we're back for season 2, and it has some dense jungles. Here's the thing, this location kind of changes how it looks based on the season. So during the spring and summer, it looks like a dense tropical jungle. During winter, it's very bare. All the trees have lost their leaves, and it's very spooky. Like, creepy forest aesthetic. During fall, there are leaves everywhere, and it's very orange. So, it always looks different no matter what season. That's why it's so much fun to film in. Because you could film in the same area, like, in different seasons, but it will look different. So it looks like a different area. Anyway, so Cryo does this thing. Is the stream lagging? Is the stream okay? Oh gosh, is that like the lag? You guys can still hear me, right? Okay. Okay, thank goodness. Wanted to make sure. Okay, where were we? Mancy's doing her thing. She just got spooked. She got jump scared. But now she's gonna get jump scared again. Oh yeah, and some of these shots are just taken in the yard, like the ones looking up at the trees. So yeah, those are all three locations. Anyway, crowd jump scare. What do you mean none now? Okay. It's so confusing. It's saying I have great connection now, so let's hope it stays that way. But yeah, three locations. My yard, the field location, and the forest location. Or the season one, excuse me, season one filming location. Back to the chase. This shot, man. This shot, I love this shot so much. I tried to time it perfectly with the music, so the music like changes its like part right as the female cryo like jumps into frame. Seemingly she was like on a log, and so she jumped down into the shot. It was awesome. It gets stuck. I tried to give the illusion of that they're like really fast. Oh, also, that's a nice little detail. You can. One thing I wanted to note is directional audio. The directional audio is really what took a long time with this show. So you'll hear some of the dinosaurs off screen, like it'll cut halfway and you'll still hear them in the distance. Like this cryo roar. Not this one. This next one. You'll hear Rachel roar, then you'll still hear the rest of her roar off camera behind Mancy as she's catching up. Like, I think. And Mancy gets trapped by a wall of like sticks and ferns from a fallen tree. And so she has no choice but to turn around. Cornered. The two cryos. Ready to go in for the kill. But here come the Torosaurus. Not just one Toro. Crowd's like, huh? Two Toros! Oh man. Fun fact about the Torosaur sounds. Their roars are like constructed of different, like, some like cool dinosaur roars. Like they mainly use bison sounds, as I wanted to make them different from Triceratops. So they use these like low grumbly noises. Overall, it was so much fun making their sounds. Also, this shot right here has a double blink. So the Cryo and the Toro both blink in the same shot. If you just saw it. So yeah, the Cryo has its like nictating membrane blink, while the Toro blinks just by like the way they blink. They blink differently. So the Cryo has a more bird blink with that membrane, like I said, while the Toro has a more normal blink. And of course the Cryos run off. For Mancy, the arrival of... This was actually the first I puppeted the Toros in. This was the first time I used the Torosaurus with puppeteering wise in this scene right here, the ending of this part. These Torosaurus. So I still not too proud of the puppeting here. They feel a little bouncy. I was still adjusting to the way they feel weight wise. Are a blessing. And so I was still new to how I'd puppeteer them. As they And fun fact about puppeteering the Torosaurus. Like Mancy, it was kind of a challenge to figure out how to do it because these figures, these Toros, they weigh 2 pounds. Each Toro weighs 2 pounds, so having to hold them up on screen for minutes at a time, I could say it was definitely a workout. Inadvertently saved Mancy's life. Which finger slip? Was there a finger slip? I made sure to cut out all the finger slips at this part, I know, because I looked at this scene a lot. There are 0 I've watched. I was just talking about the puppeteering. And how there was like a double blink right there of the cryo. As the Torosaurus begin to head off, Mancy follows. I love Mancy. Look at Mancy. Large
She's so tiny.
ceratopsians mean protection, which is all she could ask for. One thing I really wanted to convey here was the absolute size of the Torosaurus. Especially them in comparison to Mancy. So, one thing about the Toros is that when you'll see Mancy next to them, you'll see Mancy next to like their feet. Excuse me. And you see their feet are huge. Their feet are like the size of Mancy. And Mancy's a small little goober. Ah. Oh, you're talking about that one. Yeah, that's the one finger slip that slipped, that got past me in editing. I thought I caught them all, but that one, ooh, that one escaped me. Also, Sinorthosaurus. I love the little clicking sounds they make. That was me doing the sounds for the clicking and the hissing that they make, but they also make like sped up like crocodile sounds, interwoven with the sounds that I did with my voice for them, like the hissing and the clicking. Also, wait, that was a little blink. Another blink right there. Blinking, you'll miss it. Sinorthosaurus blinks right here. There we go. Another more bird-like blink. You might think his foot is floating here, but actually no, there's a branch. There's a little stick right there that his second foot is standing on, while his main foot is standing on like the main branch as he's getting ready to leap. I wanted to make sure that his feet were planted on something and not just floating. So I'm so glad I found this like branch that like stuck out and like ended right there. So that's what he stands on. His little foot's like grasped around. And he jumps down POV and like scares off Mancy because he is just after the little like bugs and stuff that the Torosaurs turn up as they walk. Kind of based on a prehistoric park with the Microraptor when they follow like the sauropod herd. And yeah, the Torosaurs are huge. You get the big old like crunching all the sticks below their feet. This shot right here, and this might as well have been the hardest shot to get in the entire show. Now, I always wanted to be a shot of like an earthworm or something, like POV from the Sinorthosaurus' like view. And what do you know? It was the last day of filming before cold weather came in, or like hot weather came in. Sorry, not cold weather, hot weather. Before the summer started. It was the last day of spring I wanted to film. And I got so lucky. I actually found one. I couldn't find one of these for the life of me. But that day, I finally found one. And I was so happy because if I didn't find one, I was going to use stock footage. And stock footage, yeesh, the prices on some stock shots, man. So I was like, I gotta find one of these, like, in person. And I'm so glad I did. So yes, this was shot by me, this worm. What luck I had to actually find one on the last day before summer hit. And the toros keep on walking. I love that little part. You might recognize this music from the, whatchamacallit, Dinosauria series behind the scenes episodes. I actually bought that whole soundtrack. So I could use it just because I love it so much. It reminds me of Walking with Dinosaurs. It's such a beautiful soundtrack. If you've never listened to it, I'd suggest you listen to it. And finally,
a pair of Torosaurus meet up with their small herd.
Toros arrive. Let's go. There's Mancy. Minky. Mancy. I don't think I said this regarding Mancy, or at least I did on a different stream. So, around season 1's making, and as I was writing out season 2 and 3, Mancy was... The whole Triceratopses in general were always supposed to be different trikes. So the Rex is a Jurassic Park T-Rex. The trikes were originally, before IOTM released and announced their figures, the trikes were always planned to be Jurassic Park Kenner Triceratopses. The babies were going to be the Papo baby trike. Until IOTM announced their trikes. And I forget who it was that pointed out to me that Mancy's early concept sketches, she looked a lot more like the PNSO one. So then I got the PNSO one instead and went with that. I might add Arthropleura. I really like Arthropleura. And the rest is history. So this is now... I do like Arthropleura. Yeah, I'm so glad I went with the BOTM trikes. It's just... I love Triceratops. And just having a more like proper figure of trike that's like fully posable. Mwah. Beautiful. Big old Toro. Before them stands their leader. And this shot. Sunlight was on my side today, this day. It was amazing. It was this perfect, like, golden afternoon in the forest. This is the IOTM Season 1 location, by the way. Believe it or not, just like 2 meters away behind that tree, the cryo chase scene was filmed. Behind this tree, like 2 meters away, the cryo chase scene. It's the same area, but different lighting, as I said, different lighting. And this shot right here, the way the sun just casted like golden rays, it's so pretty. So happy with how this one came out. The lead Torosaur. Mancy's introduction to the Torosaur. Oh, that's right, 13. I forgot about this.
It is the...
Forgot about this. We got one more. We got one more shot. Wait, one more scene. Alright. Now I know Scribblewood Studios was wondering if this shot was stock footage or not. This shot is not stock footage. There are 0 stock footage shots in the entirety of episode 1. This was an actual filmed time lapse. Let's see, where's the stream? The stream's a little behind. That's okay. Alright. Anyway. Oh my gosh. The Chase by Dinosaurs soundtrack is beautiful. Little Horned Lizard. It is the next morning, and in the grassland, a horned lizard is hunting. Horned Lizard was a later addition to this scene. Originally, it was just supposed to be dinosaurs, another dinosaurs like waking up for the day, but then this guy added a whole new layer to it. Yeah, it's lizard time. So writing it in with these shots was nice. Seeing some ants. Thank you. Nearby are Hypsilophodon, a type of small herbivore that roams. And after learning how to puppet Mancy, I kind of used the same knowledge for these guys on how I'd puppet them. Okay. This shot. I actually looked up documentaries on horned lizards for how to do the blood effect, and it actually worked in my favor, because when the blood first pools in their eye... Oh gosh, is it lagging? Can you guys hear me alright? Anyway, when the blood first pools in their eyes, it kind of forms this like almost like perfect circle before it like spurts out. So that was pretty easy to edit in like one of those like fake like the blood starting to pool, like it's getting bothered by the Hypsilophodon like sniffing at it. This shot. Oh my gosh. The ordinance? It did for a second. Okay. Cool. This shot right here. Curious. Well, not this one. The following. The blood squirt. Oh boy, do I have a story for this. I just gotta make sure it's not lagging if you guys want to hear it. I'll wait for the stream to catch up a little bit. Okay. Let me enlighten you guys on how I did this. This stuff right here is hot sauce. This stuff is hot sauce being pumped through a syringe, and it took this took 15 tries in total, and I remember that. Because I went through 3 packets of hot sauce. 15 tries, 3 packets of hot sauce later, and 1 syringe. Oh my gosh. For the one shot. You know what they say. Filmmaking is an art. And that's how it was done. the blood's like really close to the camera. It kind of. I did some other shots where I got the blood squirt like perfect, but I accidentally got my finger slipped in the shot. But this was like the most perfect take out of all of them. That didn't have a finger slip, but still got the message across. So yeah, that's that shot.
It seems the lizard's strange method of defense was enough to scare off the small herbivore.
And blood in general in this entire show has changed since. So in season 1, I used jelly and jam as the blood. And while I like jelly and jam, I just don't think it looks like blood. So first half of the season, you're going to see a lot of jam and jelly as the blood. Later on, I have switched to barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is just like darker, more coarse. That shot was actually shot in my yard. That was shot in the yard. The yard is mainly this big field with some forest areas. Like one little forest area. And so that was easy to do. The rest of the Hypsilophodon shots were shot on location. So it was only those shots where the Hypsilophodon's like in the light, like looking down. What was I talking about before then? I
Though
forgot.
aside from blood-shooting lizards, a different
I actually forgot. But yeah. Hypsilophodon, little goobers.
a different kind of horn.
And actually, this was my favorite bit of narration, the right. So, we're talking about the horned lizard that was resting in the grass. Is a good segue to, what do you know? There's another animal here that's called the horned lizard, also known as Torosaurus. Big ol' horned dinosaurs. There's a nice segue line from
Enough to scare off the small herbivore.
that guy. This one.
Though aside from blood-shooting lizards, a different kind of horned reptile is resting.
Yeah, I love that little detail. And then here was another shot that just got the scale of these Torosaurs across. You see tiny little Hypsilophodon next to its massive foot. And then we pan out just to see like how big these Torosaurs are.
The Torosaurus herd.
Yep. Torosaurus, and the Mancy gets bullied by these little goober goblins that are just curious and they accidentally wake her up. Now the music. For the longest time I couldn't find the right track I wanted to use for this part. None of the music I had just sounded right. Until I was just scrolling through the, I think it was like the YouTube audio library. Sometimes I scroll through there for music. And this track, I believe the track itself is actually called Curiosity, if I remember correctly. It's like, it's perfect. It's like the most cartoony but nature documentary like esque sounding track. And I'm like, this is it. This is the track. It just lines up. Manty's like, I'm trying to sleep. Sad fact about this is that Mancy, it's likely that this is the first time Mancy slept. Mancy probably didn't get an ounce of sleep the previous night because of thinking about the T-Rex and the cryos. So this little nap was the first ounce of sleep Mancy got since she was knocked out. Now she's being annoyed by two curious Hypsilophodon Mancy, I need an adult.
The hips
The Mancy with the Toro.
the Lophodon aren't helping.
Sleepy Toros. I love this shot. The lighting. So pretty. That sun.
For the moment, the herd members rest in the morning light. But as the sun climbs higher, they will soon be on the move to more shaded areas.
Okay. Now, with this scene, we are back at the, whatchamacallit. I'm just gonna refer to it as the field location. This is the location that has a lot of field. Very little forest, but the forest does have is very thick. As I stated earlier. It does have a river. This location does have a river, but it's like a mile long hike downhill if you want to get to it. It was not fun. So I'd rather film at the other location's river. But there's a third location that I film at that's just a river. And that's where I filmed the River of Killers. I've not been there since I filmed the River of Killers. Anyway. Lead Torosaurus. Everyone's time to go. Mancy's getting bothered by a Psittacosaurus, although the Psittacosaurus is a little nicer. So they're just sniffing. Mancy's like, oh. And off they go.
Soon, the ceratopsians head for the woodland to feast.
Look at them go. That shot. That shot right there. I think I said it in another stream, but I want to put it in this one. This shot where the Hypsilophodon gets hit by the Torosaur's tail was completely on accident. That was completely on accident. It was so funny. So, I have the Torosaurus positioned in the bag a certain way, so, you know, they don't break their horns or their tail. So their tails are turned sideways. I forgot to turn its tail forwards for this one shot. And I was looking through the camera lens at what I was capturing. Because I knew I was just going to puppet it and make it go walk past the screen. And control the Hypsilophodon. But its tail hit the Hypsy. And so I like puppeteered the Hypsy in a reaction. And it was so funny I kept it in. Kind of deserved, honestly, for bothering Mancy earlier. Just kids. The tail swipes in. Hypsy's like, oh gosh. By this point, I had gotten the Torosaurus puppeting down. I got them. I got them on lock. It was like locked in. The way they move, they shift their weight from side to side because they're so big. They are some big boys. And of course, they still have those silent footsteps like elephants because they have foot pads on the bottom of their feet. So they're relatively quiet. Okay, let's talk about the final scene. The final scene of this episode, we got a lot to go over. Pure poetry. I was locked in, chat. I was locked in. This shot of Mancy was actually filmed in reverse. Because the camera, I don't know why, for some reason, has a better unfocusing than focusing. It was weird. Anyway. Toros
At
arrived.
last, they reach the grazing area.
This scene, this part right here, I'm gonna run through it without audio first, and then I want to run through it with audio, just because because this scene is very important to me. So, this scene originally was not supposed to have music and was supposed to be narrated. So, the Torosaurus were, they arrive as normal. This is how the scene went. And Mancy would watch the Torosaurus on how they eat. Like these tougher forest vegetation. Yeah, I love the weight shift and how they walk. So, this is Mancy kind of watching the Toros on how and learns vegetation. So, it was narrated that the Toros, they use their beak, and they use their beak to strip the plants of their leaves sideways for these tougher plants. And so, in the narration, we see Mancy, and Mancy tries it. And at first, she fails, At first, she's not really good at it. And it's a little prickly, so she's like, ah. But watching the Toros a little more, seeing how they do it, she eventually gets it down. And she's eating the fern. Took a little bit of food. Then, afternoon hits and they all start to go to sleep. That one yawning. And they lower as they start to lay down. And Mancy goes to rest with the Toros. But anyway, let's talk about this scene now with music. So, that's how it is in the script. You made it! Buddy, he made it! Python Movie Productions, congratulations, you made it! Okay, so yeah, that's this whole scene. It originally had tons of narration. This scene was all narrated. And here's the thing. After I filmed this scene, I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, this is still episode 1. So, I had the narration ready for this scene. It was like, Mancy has learned from the Torosaurus that if she wants to eat the plants of the forest, she's gonna have to use her beak to strip the plants sideways. But going back, I felt this scene worked better on just the visuals alone. Like, it was one of those, and I think that just shows how much I've come, how far I've come as like a filmmaker, that I let the visuals speak for themselves. This is Mancy learning how to eat forest plants from the Torosaurus, and I didn't need no narration for this part. Yippee! Anyway, but yeah, I didn't need any narration for this part. And I'm like, yeah, but can I find a music track that fits it? And so, I started trying to find one. And the thing about that is the music track, whatchamacallit, I spent a solid 3 months trying to find a track for this scene. And that's the thing. I almost gave up. I almost gave up and I was going to go back to its original narration until I found one track that fit. I believe it was called I think it's called In the Temple Garden. It's by Aaron Kenny. And lining that up with the scene for the first time, I legit cried. I legit cried for a solid 5 minutes. Open-eyed bawled for a solid 5 minutes at how perfectly it fit and how beautiful it made the scene. It didn't need words. I have to compliment the use of narration in this meeting. Thank you. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this scene just would have had a whole different tone if it used narration. But just letting the visuals speak for themselves and then the music track just. So now that I've said that, I just want you guys just to listen and just take it all in. It's so pretty. This was Mancy's first, like, moment of full peace since the attack. Her chance to actually rest and get some sleep. Just the most, like, peaceful moment for her. It's beautiful. I love. Look at Mancy. See? Just that. Let me fix it. Oops, wrong button. But yeah. See what I mean? Just Mancy's full moment, just of peace for the first time. Just enjoying life, eating with the herd. Oh, man. And that's the end of the episode. Oh, yeah. Mancy, you're gonna see when Mancy comes if Mancy comes face to face with that T-Rex, she's gonna freeze up like a ghost. But now it's episode 2 time. Mancy has been scarred for life from that T-Rex. And she remembers the way it smells, basically. And that's what mainly triggers it, the sight and the smell. Because Ghost, one thing you gotta know about Ghost is, we don't know why, but Ghost smells absolutely disgusting. Ghost smells like a corpse. Just tons of rotten meat in their mouth from all the things they've gored. So they smell like a flippin' corpse. Anyway, episode 2 time. That just adds to like the grotesque nature that is that T-Rex. And there they are. Speaking of said T-Rex. I love the Meso season 2. This is gonna be the intro for the rest of the series. But we'll talk about the first scene. We're starting somewhere new, a different location. It has been 9. Now, this episode kind of introduces our other storylines for the season. View them. 9 months since the events of last episode, and it is now mid-October. Yeah, it's not good that Mancy freezes up whenever Ghost is in range. Although today, we begin our episode in a location known as the Western Hillside. This shot is not stock footage. An area of the island which is a seasonal floodplain and is home to many animals. Do you guys remember, this shot is actually really old. This is a really old shot. I think I posted it on this channel, but 2019, vacation, traveling through the desert. Got some random B-roll. This is one of the B-rolls. Interwoven with these shots. Anyway, pull the camp this time. In the area nearby, a polacanthus stands. Beneath its feet appears to be its nest. I love that blink. I have a lot of favorite blinks in the show. That's one of them. Question, on the website, why would you spoil some characters like Charles but keep others secret? Because, you'll see. In time, my friend. In time. Charles comes into play a lot later. The Polacanthus, however, is being watched. This is Oak and Opal. Another blink. They are City Patty, and at the moment, they seem to be stalking the Polacanthus. I love this little chase. Get out of here, Polacanthus. Wait, how do you do blinks? I did a video on how I do IOTM blinks a while back. It's somewhere on my channel. There's actually the blink for this scene, ironically, of the Polacanthus. Editing magic, my friend. The power of filmmaking. Raptor. City Patty. City Patzel. Now, this scene was pretty fun. This scene took a month because I had to reshoot a lot of it. Because I just didn't like the shots from some of it, so I reshot a lot of it.
Area, higher ground. But soon, Opal will be laying her eggs, and after that, they won't be able to move the nest. All the City Patty can hope for is that their eggs hatch before the next flood.
Yeah, that's the first scene. And now, we have an introduction. I love the whole vibe of this scene. Late afternoon of that same day. Sun's almost setting.
Meanwhile, near the edge of the northern forest, we see a small Psittacosaurus named Harry.
How many frames per second do you use? I do not remember off the top of my head. I want to say maybe it's 30? I know something around there, but I'm going to have to double check on that. Okay, this shot. This is actually, this is Terry's puppet. I built, staying true to season 1, I wanted to at least get one dinosaur puppet into the show. And this is Terry's. It's his face. Oh, nice. That's amazing. Thank you. Also, sad fact about Terry's puppet is it's actually still unfinished. Only its head and the first segment of its neck are truly finished. I eventually want to get around to finishing Terry's puppet, but I just haven't had the space to do it. Still neck and neck with Toady for me. That was high praise. I did wonder if that was different. Yeah, this is a huge puppet of Stegosaurus. It actually has an eye. You'll see it again in a later episode.
Seems he is alone, which for him is dangerous, as his species has developed a dependency on life among herds of large dinosaurs.
I just wanted to make another, puppet for another season. Although, I don't like it as much as Neo's puppet. I still like Neo's puppet. The one thing I do like about it, though, is the scaling on the face. I think if I ever do another head puppet, I'm going to do more like that kind of, scales on its, design. But I actually think this Stegosaurus's puppet is too thin from the front. You see how wide Terry's face is right here? It's very thin. It's not that wide. If I were to go back, I'd make it this wide, but you can't really tell from side profiles, so that's okay.
So for the time being, Terry must tread carefully.
Little, show the passage of time, the deep forest. Terry eats. So yeah, in this scene, in every scene actually, all the audio is not the original scene's audio. He has a Bioniclesaurus bias. So yeah, all these sounds that you're hearing are built up from the ground up. All the wind, all the leaves, these are just all ambient sounds. None of the original sounds of the scene, but I tried to match it
Suddenly,
of how it
Dracorex
sounded in real life.
emerges. It seems he's escaped whatever was chasing him. The Dracorex named Drake.
So yeah, they meet. And I actually really like this shot. Where is it? Oh gosh, did I break it? There we go. Aww.
Terry thinks it's a good idea to stick with Drake for now.
I love this shot. The way I feel like I perfectly got it right on the puppeteering on how to make Terry turnarounds, because it's kind of hard to do shots like this if you think about it. Keeping my fingers on the bottom of the figure, keeping it in frame, and the thing turns around and walks away. He
The
roars,
two herbivores soon head off
turns
deeper
around, and
into
walks
the
off.
forest to feed.
I love this blink. Here's another one. Another blink. That one. This is as I was getting better at doing the blinks. Aw, Terry. I should have used Terry's puppet more. Even though it's unfinished, I still like it. I still have no idea how I did this. I was in between tripods at this point for just this one scene. So this whole scene was filmed without a tripod. Or like this latter half of the scene, I mean. Yes, you will. You will get to know what was chasing Drake. But I will not say. I cannot say what was chasing Drake, but you guys will find out eventually. And here are the boys, TM. Eating them plants.
For Drake, he's been alone most of his life.
But yeah. What was chasing Drake will come to be important later. The script of season 1, Drake is constantly running away from it. That would be funny. Oh man. I'm so glad I got to do so much more with Drake's character in this season, rather than season 1, where he was just like in 2 episodes on screen for like 3 minutes.
His species depends on the protection of large dinosaurs, in which the two hope to come across before it's too late.
Also, fun fact, fun Isle of the Mesozoic fact. This scene takes place in what is canonically the same area of the Northern Forest from season 1. The one episode where episode 5 I think it was, the cold winter of season 1. This is supposed to be that same area of the forest where we see the Coelophysis and such. Anyway, back to the northern forest, the plains area. Here's a time lapse, very nice. Meanwhile, we see the Torosaurus herd. And this is where we finally get the Torosaurus' backstory and names. In the 9 months that Mancy has spent with her new herd, she has been adjusting and growing fast. I think that's the only time that sound is used for the Tauros.
As she
The
is
entire
now
show.
a juvenile Triceratops.
I don't even know what
As
that
for
sound
the herd
is.
of Torosaurus,
I mean, it fits, but I don't know what that sound is. I'll be right back, though. Give me a second. I have returned. That's because we're doing webcam time again. Yippee! We love webcam time, don't we? I don't know if we do. Anyway, it's Torosaur time. Now, the Torosaurus was a very different way of puppeteering Mancy. I talked a little bit on it earlier, but sometimes for shots, I would hold it like this. I would just balance it on my hands like this and have it walk across. That way its legs would stay in frame. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm holding it weird, but you get what I mean. Works better from the camera viewing the other way. Or, I've gotten so good at this, I can hold them like this and almost perfectly still. See? What's wrong with my chair? Why is my chair so low? There we go. But yeah. That's a little on the Torosaurus, or I'd hold them with their back legs. Puppeteer where their front legs are visible. So, just pretend this hand's like solid ground. I can't even see. So, yeah. it was pretty much a learning experience with every figure I puppet. And puppeteering the Torosaurus kind of carried over into Juvenile Mancy. Lil Mancy. Anyway, back to the show.
The number of herd members is rather small, only containing Jesper, Ellie, Owen, Hannah, and their leader, an old, bold male Torosaurus named Stonehorn.
Exposition. So, the reason for the time cut is, at this point in the show, Mancy has been living with the Torosaurus for 9 months, and the Torosaurus actually have a routine for how their day goes. 5 Toros, but 3 figures. Yep. Tried to convey it with, like, doing multiple shots of, like, different Toros. So, like, I do one shot where all the Toros are on, like, one half of the field, and switch to the other shot with the other half on the other half, but it's the same figures being used. A little bit of camera trickery right there. But yeah. So Mancy's become accustomed to their little routine. So, in the field in the early morning, they wake up. And around 11 or 10 o'clock, when it starts getting hot, the Torosaurus move off into the forest for shade after they've woken up in the grassland. And then they spend mainly all day in the forest. They eat, they graze, and they nap. And right before sunset, they walk back out into the field, and they fall asleep for the night in the field. Rinse and repeat the same routine every single day with these herbivores. We need a DI genre cuteness chart, for real. I may be biased, but I think baby Mancy might be the cutest. Excuse me, my voice is getting scratchy. I think baby Mancy might be the cutest DI, or like not DI, Dino Tube baby. But yeah. Here we're cutting 9 months in. Mancy's got the routine down. She knows what's up. She's been doing this for a while. And life has been peaceful. But after this, life is not gonna get peaceful. Oh, Mancy. Poor Mancy. If only you guys knew what is in store. Oh boy. So tired beneath the other babies. That is true. Yeah, I know, that might be the scariest thing I've said this stream is, oh, just you wait for what in store this season.
By midday, the herd
Look at
once
this.
again-
These first 2 scenes, or these first 2 episodes, are all so happy. Everything's so happy and colorful. The rest of the season's going to be mainly overcast skies, and it's going to get dark. It's going to get grim. So if you let your the 3-year-olds watching in chat, like, have fun sleeping tonight.
and heads for the shade of the
There's
forest.
some dark shit happening later in this season, man. Some brutal kills are coming. Just saying. And you're never gonna expect any of them. Anyone could die at any time. That's one thing I want to set home with this season. No one is safe. No one is freaking safe. If you become attached to a character, okay, buddy. Y'all, Mancy, you're so cute. Yeah, no one's safe. You may think they are, but no one is safe. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can die. I love this, like, walking montage. Back into the forest for another day. The same trek they did in episode 1 at the end.
Soon, the herd arrives.
Fun fact, this scene where they're all eating was filmed on the exact same day as the ending scene of last episode. I remember Kiki still saying those exact words. Well, the same is true here. This ain't no Disney movie. They're gonna die, and this is gonna be the most brutal deaths you're probably gonna see in Dino Tube. Eating the plants with Toros and Mance. I love this shot right here. The scale. Oh, fun fact. The sounds of the leaves crunching right here as they're eating. When I was puppeteering the figures in real life and having them munch on these plants, these leaves pretty much made these exact sounds. So, of course, all the audio is built up from scratch, but I have a huge library of like leaves and other Foley sound effects. And so I got these sounds to match pretty much how they sounded in person when I got the figures to chew on them, on the leaves, and crunch. These exact sounds, how they sounded. I was impressed with how I was able to make it look so like real on how they were eating. Mancy's eternal suffering. Theories. Mancy will freeze up after smelling ghosts. At least one Torosaurus will die. Mancy will lose a horn. I believe the adult IOTM trike has removable horns. It does. Mancy, the adult trike does have removable horns. Stonehorn gives the call for. But that's implying Mancy reaches adult. Burn Hannah to get. I know I said in that collection video I called the big trike Big Mancy. I call every trike Mancy now. Okay, I'll have you know. After filming season 2, I've just referred to every Triceratops as Mancy. So every trike, even the ones I own, are just called Mancy. They're all Mancy. Like I'll be playing like fucking Saurian or something, and I'll just call the trike Mancy. I'll be playing Prehistoric Kingdom, and I'll get a group of Mancys up in here. They're all Mancy. Water, as it is their turn to do so today. Oh, and Mancy dies, maybe. I doubt it. But I wouldn't be too surprised. He says. Python Movie Production says. They must travel as a pair. Nah, the Beelzebufo's gonna get him next episode. And as a special treat, Mancy will be joining them. Oh yeah. Yay, death! Alright! So yeah. What was it? 3 days of each week. 2 of the herd members go down for water. So, what that means is, around this time of day, 2 of the members go down, they drink water, and then they come back. And then the next selection of 2 of the members go down, drink water, and then come back to the grazing forest area to get water. It's about half a day trip for them to go down to water and come back. It is their turn to do so today. So they'll usually be back by like nightfall. For this journey, they must travel as a pair. My favorite! Okay, right here. Okay, let's talk about this shot actually. Wait, hold up. Ah, crap, I forgot. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, wait, yeah, that's why I did that. That's right. That's how that works. Give me a sec. We'll be right back. So, this scene. Where was the shot? I believe it was here. I think I remember Majunga saying episode 4 was his favorite. Stonehorn is absolutely cooked. Oh my gosh. This shot right here. You might be thinking, isn't this shot reused? It's not. Believe it or not, it's actually not. This is a new shot. Okay. It's very similar though. Is it not? Where is it? Where's the shot? There it is. See, they're different. Look at that. They're different. I can tell that because of that little stick. And look at this one. No stick. Also, it's a little slower. But yeah, these shots are indeed different. Pretty much the exact same shot, though. But they are different, indeed. Gosh, I love this music transition. And the way I transition the music here, just take a listen for a second. And so Manti stops as the tradition happens, as the transition from track to track, and then continues walking with that. With a low blink, she blinks. There. Yeah, I can see why. That shot is very, very similar. But no, they are in fact different. Cause I'm chill like that. Cause I'm awesome like that. No, I'm kidding. Look at Manti go. Look at the big toros. Look at the toros. Toros. Yippee. Yippee. Oh my gosh. This whole part might as well be my favorite part of the season. Or like, not my favorite part of the season, but one of my favorite parts. I've got favorite parts of the season coming up later. I like pretty cool death scenes. Beautiful, partly cloudy day. This shot right here. This is like, I think this might be one of the only stock footage shots of the entire season. In its entirety. Actually, I think this is the only stock footage shot in the whole show. It's always episode 4's. Bloodtooth, Gigabyte, Confirmed Death, Bloodtooth. It really is all, isn't it? They say. But will I break the mold? Is the question. Anyway.
Here at the river.
Cool scene time.
Life comes in
yeah,
all
cool scene
shapes
time. Cool.
and sizes.
Everybody. Coolness. Aminals. We got aminals. I hate wasps so much. They freak me out.
At the river's edge, these ducks groom and feed.
I just love this whole part. The little dragonfly goes by. Here's the big boy Toro. They are now making it to the river.
The ducklings sense the ceratopsians and begin to leave.
Ducklings are so cute. You guys got to see Scooter. That's the one I just named that random one Scooter. There he is. Okay. Like I said, every scene's audio is made up from scratch. This is not the original scene's audio. So I had so much fun in the sound design department, adding sounds for the ducks. Mainly when Scooter like poofs out, right here, all just original like sound design. I remember I put a piece of fabric up to the mic and just went wild for his feathers as he like flaps his tail, and then just listen. And it's very subtle. It's very quiet. I'm a crazy person. It's very subtle. It's very quiet, but all the sounds for that little fluff up are there. Even the sounds of the duck running past. Makes sense if you're wearing headphones and you watch this scene. You'll hear it. It's very quiet, but it runs past on the side. You could hear the audio of that. So try and listen out for it. The duck when it runs. This one in the background. I added sound design for you. Yep. There we go. And the Toros have arrived. Alright. Torosaurs had made it to the river. And they are drunk and drinking. Fun fact, two different rivers are used for this. There's the big river for the wide shots, and the smaller river for the close-up shots of the drinking. So, and it's cut, like, intermittently. So, this is the small river, for this is close-up. And then there's the big river for Mancy. In that one shot. And I've tried to go back to that river to get more like B-roll for other things. And since this was filmed, the whole river's like flooded. So I don't know if I'll ever get to try and film there again, because I don't know what the high tide or low tides are of that river. I know they are the other one that I film at. I know that it gets especially full after rainstorms, but I don't know about this one. Yeah, look at Mancy. And here we go. This shot right here was the hardest, possibly one of the hardest shots to figure out how to do in the show. So, how this was done, it's a normal shot of the water. Like earlier, there was a shot with the, I forget what they're called, they're like ski bugs that like skim the surface of the water. That was in the same shot reel as just this normal shot of the water. And what I did because I tried doing it in person, and the camera would get in the same frame as Mancy's reflection. So what I did is, with a white background, I took a separate shot of just Mancy's head in frame, moved it around, and did some things. And then I made that shot transparent and overlaid it with the shot of the water. And resulting in this beautiful shot of Mancy's reflection. Kind of crisped up the contrast so Mancy was more visible as well. But yeah. Also made Mancy's image a little wavy because it's in the water. But yeah, that's how that was done. Then pond skaters, that's what they're called. Thank you. But yeah, Mancy sees her reflection, and at this age, Mancy's now how old her siblings would have been when they died. So, of course she's related, so she looks just like them. So seeing that, she recalled back to when they died, and starts freaking out about the T-Rex. I love this little detail. All the sounds going away as Mancy gets more panicked. The ringing. The ringing! Yeah, overall just cute moment. Torosaurs have been looking after Mancy now for 9 months. And they have like a bond. Especially Jesper and Mancy right here. Another panic episode. Jesper's the one that's mainly taken care of Mancy the most, aside from Stonehorn. So, likely her reflection reminded her of her deceased older sister. And credits roll. That is all she wrote so far. That's all the episodes. Episode 1 and 2. Any final questions you guys have before I end off this stream? We've been going for 2 hours. That's crazy. Yeah, the caterpillar shot. Yeah, that shot, just the forest overhead, is the only stock footage shot. Everything else was shot on location. I'm just that cool. We're just that good. Well, yeah, feel free to leave some extra questions in the chat. And it's gonna be a while until episode 3. Because episode 3, as I've stated before, I'm waiting for a secret figure. I can't say if the mystery figure is released yet. As of this point now. I'm going to keep it a secret. Yay, death! Oh my gosh. Perfect comedic timing. So Jesper is dead. The heavy is dead. This season's sad, man. I can't say much. I can't say. I just Python movie productions already just putting Jesper's gravestone. That's funny. Watch it be the flipping Pavo Concavenator. I'm gonna lose it if it is. Oh my gosh. Sinraptor. Sinraptor is pretty cool. I love Sinraptor. He's calling it now. Sinraptor. I did talk about the Sinraptors in a stream ago, didn't I? They're cool carnivores. Like a big, bulky, spiky allosaur. With, growth genes. Growth mutation genes. Where some of them can almost grow almost Giganosaur size. On rare occasion, though. But they do exist. The IOTM lore is crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. No. I I still gotta watch The Christmas Killer. I've been so busy with work for a little bit. But yes, thank you for reminding me. I will definitely check it out after the stream. Definitely want to watch it. Yes, indeedy. That's a cool frame, actually. Leave it on. Look back. That's such a scary shot. Oh, I guess. Excited. I'm excited now. The best way to watch the season is assume every character died and be surprised when one lived. Pretty much. Be prepared for anyone to die. And if anyone survives, it's a great day. Was the decision to have Rex the only theropod personal desire, or the fact it would... One, there's kind of both. There's like no other good figures I can think of in the scale. Well, at the time, now there are, but I've already kind of cemented the lore as it is. And also, I was more thinking of lore-wise on just the way the island's ecosystem works in general, and that the island's big, but it's still not big enough to support so many giant, like, whatchamacallit, apex predators. And Toros and Trikes would be right there. So yeah. So yeah. The island, while it's big, it's still, I'm still going off of like actual ecosystem rules. So T-Rex is the apex predator, and T-Rex only lives on the north side of the island. The entire north side. That is where T-Rex can only be found. But it shares that location with Daspletosaurus and Albertosaurus, which are the other two north side top predator Tyrannosaurus. And they too are only found on the north side. Allosaur Plains has its own set of apexes. Allosaur Plains' apex predator is Acrocanthosaurus, with its second smaller apex being Allosaurus itself. The river's apex predator is Suchomimus. Yeah, I wanted to kind of balance out the apex predators, kind of not go crazy, go sicko mode with it. And the western hillside, its apex predator is Lythronax, followed by Cineraptor, in the chance that the Cineraptors get very big. But there's still room I could add another top apex predator to the western hillside and southern meadows. I just don't know what yet. Maybe I'll have you guys vote on that. I could do something cool with that. Alistair's the apex predator in Rebirth of the Isle. Nice. In IOTM, Trikes are almost immortal. In PV, Trikes might as well be extinct. Pretty much. Oh yeah, these Trikes are like absolute like powerhouses of like terror. Which just goes to show how scary Ghost is even then, because the IOTM Trikes are really strong. They're like about as powerful as real life Trikes were. And the fact that Ghost knows how to exploit them to take them down is a scary thing. And Ghost is like the only T-Rex that has like been able that's been like seen doing this. But yeah, Western Hillside still needs one predator. And the Western Hillside's like a very deserty environment, but there's also the Southern Meadows, which is mainly swampland. I could bring Spino into the show. That'd be interesting. Maybe. Or we could have its apex be something else. Because everyone does theropod dinosaurs. And I might do Parasaurus if a figure ever comes out for Parasaurus, which is a giant caiman from like South America. It is a badass animal. Imagine that being like the ruler of the Southern Meadows. In a little project, I'm cooking Carnotaurus, Eoquarcaria, Dryptosaurus of the apex pairs. I am taking the limits of an island seriously. Yeah, see, you too as well. And what's good about Prehistoric Valley is it's okay that you can have that many top predators because it's not an island. There's a lot of room, I guess, in Prehistoric Valley. If you're still watching the Scrubwoods. Maposaurus played by the Reptimax figure? That could be cool. That could be cool. I kind of like the sound of that. Also, but I still also really like the idea of the big Synraptors. Maybe it's when the Synraptors become big. That's Western Hillside's apex. There's a Metelloparasaurus rumored. Oh, is there? I didn't know that. I do like Parasaurus. Because the Southern Meadows is mainly wetlands. Like, very marshy, very swampy. And that's where the Twin Lakes are located, which are these two massive lakes. Biggest lakes on the island. And they're like, kind of side by side. I might have a crocodilian rule those waters. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the stream here for now. Thank you guys for watching. And with that, I will see you in whatever my next stream will be, or video. So yeah, that's it. You guys have a good one.